What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another edition, Holy Try Football Podcast. Me, Awa, coming to you from the beautiful state capital, the blue state, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. To my west, D-Berg. What is up?
Took a nap because I'm still exhausted from the weekend's events.
Long weekend.
Indeed.
Amazing sports from, not that we're breaking this news, but certainly Saturday, and then some interesting NFL stuff as well.
The league where they
Baseball's been great. For the
So
most
is
part.
October the best month for sports? It's the confluence of them all.
It's open for discussion.
You got NHL, NBA start of the season. You've got college football and NFL going strong, and then and MLB playoffs.
I think it might be, yes.
It's the most plentiful when it comes to sports.
The one, I guess, qualifier I'll throw in there is if your team is making a run in the MLB playoffs, then I think that is just
It's very good.
that's very fun and enjoyable. Yeah, I think that pushes it over the top for some people.
Indeed. I'll tell you which team. Oh, what's that?
We get nabbed?
2 years ago.
It's my oh. I was like, what is that? Let's get to it now. So I wanted to, Dan mentioned how good of a weekend it was. I wanted to circle back to the Athletics updated rankings now of the top 25 best Saturdays in college football. And
indeed.
this video started playing of 05 USC Notre Dame on the website.
There it
Great
is.
times.
But we'll circle back to that.
What number was that Saturday, October 15th, 2005?
Number one.
That was number one, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
We definitely had an all-timer this past Saturday.
Yeah, it was. That's just gonna keep playing R2 games, Florida State, UVA, bunch. And yeah, this past Saturday was number 10.
Yeah.
The updated list. Ken, how are we doing?
I'm all right. Really, we just got some disheartening news about defensive tackle PJ Mustipher. We'll touch on that really quickly in the news and notes.
So you're talking about our Google Drive.
That as well.
We're paying you, Google, and you're not letting us edit still.
Google not sponsor of the pod.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. But otherwise, it was, a game that we're talking about here, and I'll get into it in my segment at the end of the day, I guess, since I don't have a preview to go on today. But it's disheartening. Certainly hope that and wish that Penn State would have been able to pull it out. Would have been nice to steal that in Iowa City with a backup quarterback, but it wasn't meant to be. I just got to hope that we get another shot at them later on in the season, and everything will sort itself out. Nothing is off the table at this point, given Penn State's schedule. But again, given Penn State's schedule, it's a very difficult road to hoe going forward.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed. Yeah, so you did allude to you are off this weekend. Irish are off this weekend. We are taking advantage of this by traveling out of state.
Indeed.
Dan is in action. He is not traveling. Saving up.
Where are you traveling?
No interest.
I'm going to Central Virginia. Andrew has a race this weekend.
Oh, that's right. He does have a race this weekend.
So we're going
Best of luck to a young AY.
Staying outside JMU.
There you go, Harrisonburg. Okay.
Go Dukes.
Maybe you might be able to stop by Virginia Tech, taking a game in Lane a week late.
I
feel like that's still a ways down Virginia from Harrisonburg, but I could be wrong.
I looked into it about a week ago. It was pretty far away.
Yeah. What about?
We were off, but Dan's in action.
Dan is in action. A JMU game. Would you take in a JMU game, or is that during the race?
Looked at it their way.
Stars did not align.
Maybe you could stop in for some basketball practice.
Just grab a beer somewhere.
I think that's a bridge too far.
So yeah, a lot of recap this week. But before we do have a few more news and notes. The one Mustafa is out, and we'll circle back and close out with. I guess we'll close this out with the Ferentz Franklin stuff. Then we'll get into a game recap as well. But first, this coach just has sound bites for days these days. Shane Beamer. I don't know if you guys saw this. I tried to keep it vague on the notes, so I wouldn't give anything away. But
I did
he
not see
said
this
post-game presser that they were down 38-20. It was 38-7 at halftime. Okay, Tennessee clearly let off the gas.
Yes.
They got it to 38-20. They were going for two. And he said, watch the video. It's so serious. He goes, yeah, if we would have got that too, I think we had a good shot at winning that game. And he was so serious. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I mean, it would have been
a little bit better than his defeatist.
The two possession game, man. Anything could happen.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, Tennessee hasn't been. They've just been trying to take the
When did they cut it to 20?
It was 38-20. They would have cut it to 16.
Yeah, but when?
And
how much time?
When? I don't know. I was too busy laughing, but I'm looking it up right now, actually. Let's see. So they lost 45-20. So once that, I guess they just got deflated after that.
Yeah.
It was 38-20 with 12 minutes to go.
Yeah,
so two scores.
2 scores.
That was good. Thank you, Beamer. The other coach in the news, not really, just kind of continuation. Dabo digging in against the transfer portal. You know, since
he is a freaking idiot.
Since this new portal system has been has commenced 3 years ago, he has signed a grand total of 0 transfers. He's brought 0 kids in. He just says, you know, they haven't had the opportunity with the grad program, and you'd rather use the spot on a high school kid. I mean, I just think that's just really stubborn. Look at some of these transfers out there, man. Like some of these linemen, receivers going from Ohio State to
John D.
Alabama. Penn State's bringing in a big lineman. Justin Fields, Tathan Martell.
Wow.
Like,
he's missing out. He is the opposite of Texas State.
Yeah. It's just like, what are you doing, man? Opposite of K-State.
I found out somebody that I work with, their cousin transferred, was one of those like 20-something grad transfers that Texas State took in. You know how they didn't sign a single high school student this past year? They took all transfers this signing class.
Oh, wait. They didn't even take one? I thought it was like minimal, but they didn't take one?
I don't think they took a single one, yeah.
Oh, no. That's wild.
That's a zag.
Well, that's what the SPAV does.
That's what we were just talking about. John DeLon checking in a little bit late. You're 8 minutes late.
You're 8 minutes late. Thanks for checking in, John.
We were talking about Dabo already.
Yeah. So
that's what actually prompted this conversation.
So, yes, it is confirmed. One FBS program did not sign a single high school recruit in 2021. That is Texas State.
Well,
the SPAV.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all my notes. I didn't want to force anything in there, but just a quick FCS update. We had 2 top 10 matches last week. Nover taking out JMU by 1, and Southern Illinois taking out South Dakota State by 1 in overtime. So just to add to the awesomeness that was Saturday. And Ken, this one's for you. Princeton over Monmouth, 31-28 in the Garden State Battle.
Battle for New Jersey, the one true team of New Jersey.
They were ranked 24th and 25th, so it's going to be somewhat of a fair fight. Your new top 5, Sam Houston State, Eastern Washington, North Dakota State, Southern Illinois, and Villanova.
Villanova. That's their strength schedule. There it is.
Yep. SOS. And week 3 results. Dan, flying the flag this week.
There you go.
They deserved a little bit better with that. The Michigan, especially 3.5, only because it went down below that. But that's what we do. We pick it as it lies.
It did. 6-5, Can 4-7, myself 5-7. Down weeks, we did get our locks. Can 5-1 lock in this year. Good work there. Gross 2-4, Dan 1-5. We need to pick it up.
Yeah,
for sure.
LSU, we're done here with you and locks. Sorry, that was the last stand for
O. O is done. O is done. John DeLon licking his chops right now. He's got him firmly strung up and ready in the crosshairs. John DeLon's other team, the Tennessee Volunteers, looking great. Excited about the game that they've got this week in the Lane Kiffin Bowl. But
excited to get to that. Speaking of Big Ten coaches, though, Ken, you want to touch on this rat smelling quickly?
Yeah, I mean, it comes from the myriad of injuries that Penn State sustained on Saturday. Most important one on the offensive side, but there were a bunch of other ones on the defensive side that were notable, and a couple of them, the players ended up coming back in and playing, to which the Iowa coaching staff and fans were not happy about. Insinuating Penn State was trying to slow down their already slow tempo offense to
the most deliberate year after year offense.
Even more of a slow. Yeah, I don't understand. I'd be interested to hear if Kirk fires back. I don't think he's had his midweek press conference yet, but he did. He did fire back in his comments, which is where he was smelling the rat, and then to which James Franklin responded. Number of things, look over his record, not a single time in his 8 years at Penn State or 12 years head coaching. Put your feet in the shoes of the parents. How would you feel if somebody was booing your kid while they were hurt? And Penn State, I mean, they sustained injuries. The PJ Mustard, like I said, out for the year. And
Brisker's always hurt. They should have seen that.
Brisker's been playing hurt the entire season. I mean, he came out 4 times against the Wisconsin team, and Wisconsin did not boo them. I really hope Penn State gets another shot at them in Indianapolis. That's all I can say. And I hope, if they do make it there, then it should mean that Sean Clifford is back.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to imagine that without him in the equation.
Right.
So I'm going back over the comments here. James Lill back in. He's given us a second chance, evidently, because the last time I think he checked in was on the Fresno State UCLA game, and I think we steered him in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I'm going back.
Thanks for the shot redemption.
Back to Fresno State and UCLA here.
Yeah. So Fresno State, Wyo, we're actually picking that. Wyo is a official team of the pod for a number of years now. UCLA +3. That did not make the slate, right?
No, I don't understand why.
I don't know how.
That line is very stinky.
Must have missed that one. That's a stinky line.
Yeah, that's a stinker.
Yeah, but I'm picking UCLA. I'd take the bait there. Once again,
I would as well. I'd take UCLA there. I would take Fresno there because I am contrarian to the rest of the pod. I'm not a big Cowboy guy.
We know.
Yeah, Ken hates Wyo.
UTEP. Now this is the second time in a week that they've come up in conversation here, Dan.
UTEP +7 against La Tech.
They're what?
What's La Tech's record? Because I know they're 5-1. We already discussed that.
I'm pulling them up. Let's see what's going on down there in Ruston.
In Ruston, yeah, that was one of the teams. AY
Skip down there still.
Wait, that game's in El Paso. Ooh. Wait.
Home dog of the week?
So Tech's 2-3.
Yeah.
UTEP's 5-1.
I'm taking UTEP.
Let me look a little deeper in here. See what the Ruston boys.
Yeah, I would probably.
They lost by 1 in
smelliness.
Starkville. Lost to SMU by 2. NC State by 7. Wow, La Tech.
Wow, so they got a tough schedule.
But only beat Southeastern Louisiana by 3.
They only play close games.
That's right. Resembling a team in
Boise
this podcast.
I'm saying La Tech goes in there and digs the hole too deep for the Miners to get out.
Yeah, UTEP has an interesting quarterback that I'll just throw out there for.
If it was UTSA, then I'd really be paying attention here.
I'd say, yeah. Oh, no, maybe I'm thinking of it was New Mexico played UTEP and then Terry Wilson. That's what I was thinking of from Kentucky. But we will discuss later. Yeah, I'd go with AY here and say Bulldogs from Ruston by 10. Ken says UTEP. So
I'm going UTEP.
we couldn't find a consensus there. Yeah, that's
I'm on UCLA and Fresno, though.
I mean, should we go when it's at 9? There's not much traffic that night.
Is La Tech also coming off a bye, too? And then we got ASU, Utah. That's coming up later.
Yep.
NC State, BC. Did that make the cut?
No.
Does not look like it. I would take BC in the points there just because that's also weird. Yeah. AY is known for I don't know how long. I thought it was
John DeLong, Louisiana boy. Dog.
Right. I thought it was Shreveport. I was actually convinced it was Shreveport, and somebody screwed up.
Well, that's because they're always in that Liberty Bowl, which is the colors of Louisiana Tech, and you get confused.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is down there.
Yep.
But yes, in Ruston. John DeLon, have you been to Ruston?
Only place I struggle with is what? Central Michigan. And
yeah, I knew that one. Yeah, because what I missed
North Texas.
We each got 117 out of 120. I remember. Oh, I missed Logan, Utah for Utah State. And what was the other one? I almost missed Army, which is ridiculous.
Western Michigan is –
that's Kalamazoo.
I was going to say is
Eastern, Ypsilanti.
Ypsilanti and then
Central
Mount
Michigan.
Central Michigan. That's the one I always forget.
James,
that's the one I forget. That I know Western Michigan's in Kalamazoo.
James, we got best bets coming up within 45 minutes.
Stick around.
So just hang in there. Stick in there. There's a tease coming up.
Stick around.
the greeny tease.
We're hot too. We are hot.
Well, 2/3 of the screen is hot. Yeah, Can is on fire. I'm interested to see where he goes.
Florida is a lock. I left that one off for just to spite LSU because
no, he didn't want to tempt Dan again. Is what he didn't want to do.
Exactly. Yeah, they're done to me until they hire Billy Napier. How about Billy Napier last night in Louisiana? Did you guys watch any of that game in between baseball and hockey?
20 to something. I saw.
They had 40. It was like 40-13.
Oh, the bottom line. I saw that J.R. Smith got stung by a bee.
During his first match?
During his tournament, yeah.
41-13 Louisiana. What was interesting, because I was wondering, I thought that line should actually be a little bit higher for App State, but they have Postal next week on Wednesday. Yeah. So I wonder if there's a little bit of playing possum since they're in separate divisions.
Is Coastal, how's Coastal this year?
They're blowing
they've been
out.
solid thus far. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what how that game is. That'll be next Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that one.
That'll be good.
Good for a Wednesday. And only at that point, LCSs for baseball.
LCSs.
Do we have anything in news? I need to snap to attention-wise here so I can get the
No, I don't believe so. Did you get it working, Dan?
Still nothing. No, it still says no edits. I paid a half hour ago. Stupid.
Upgrade.
Well,
no, I already paid. It's already paid.
All right. Well, maybe we do it on a Word doc.
That's why I did that. I pulled it up.
All right. Let's get going then.
Yeah.
We actually have, after 2 weeks of just so many games of the weeks, we got one. Got one true game of the week today, and we will have boots on the ground for this one.
Can in attendance.
And we'll be in
Only try game day is going to Austin.
It will be in Darrell K. Royal Stadium. I'm looking forward to. I was really looking forward to a top 15 matchup had Texas not blown that game, and it was to one of the games to kick off one of that epic Saturday we had a couple of days ago. How much of that one did you guys catch? We can work a little bit of recap in there. Red River.
Good bit, despite my pumpkin patch appointment.
Bad reception there.
Actually, the reception was good, so I was definitely keeping up with the scores. I got back around 1:15, so I didn't.
Very good bit. I think I second checked in, it was 28-7. I was like, oh, what the hell? Then it got back to 14, and I settled in for 40 minutes, 35 minutes of it.
That Marvin Mims catch was incredible to tie the game.
Yes.
I'll tell you, the Worthy kid, the freshman, is fantastic. He's the decommit from Michigan. And Michigan guys were, beating themselves up over losing him. And you can see why. This guy, from the first play of the game, right? It was the first play or a couple of plays in. 75-yard. And then just went off the entire day. Kennedy Brooks had a fantastic game for Oklahoma, which is exciting to see. I feel like they always have a big running back, at least the last couple of years, that really roll up yardage. But when it comes down to it, the story that's bled into this week was Rattler getting subbed in for by Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I was just going to say we're not talking about him this week, but that was the story of the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, and really interesting to see if that ignites their offense to levels that they've been at the last
Lincoln playing possum here and not confirming what we all see with our own eyes. But again, it's a kid that came in. He was hot off the bench. I could easily see him coming back down to earth here as a true freshman, and then them having to go back to Spencer Rattler. I could see that happening. But be interesting to see where he goes. I mean, have you guys ever remembered? Have you remember seeing it? And I heard it brought up on one podcast. I forget where, but a Heisman favorite, a number one pick favorite, just go down in flames like this.
No.
The biggest recent stock plummet I can recall is probably Logan Thomas.
I remember Jeremy Johnson because I picked him to win the Heisman, and then Auburn lost to who was that? Jacksonville State. Or they barely beat them.
No, they beat them when they were number 6.
Yeah, they barely beat them, and then got killed by
John DeLonge. John DeLonge's got an interesting thing here. John DeLonge, what do you have to say about Caleb Williams when he was at Gonzaga? What did he do? Let us know. Also, John DeLonge reporting from his LSU connections or sports radio guys that have LSU connections.
I don't want to crap on his sources, but yes.
James Franklin, Bill O'Brien, Luke Fickle. Bill O'Brien, I think, was feeling the heat from Nicky Satan last week.
That'd be hilarious if they had Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, that would be funny. I could see. I mean, we talked about Lane Kiffin last week, but
did it go after Gruden?
Billy Napier or Chadwell? Look at the. But you were talking about the AD. Is one for the splash.
Yes, so the AD there is the guy that hired Jimbo at Texas A&M, is the guy that hired Chris Peterson at Washington. So, do any of these guys move the needle in terms of
Franklin would.
I guess Franklin wouldn't move the needle.
Not depending on how Kiffin.
Not for me. I mean, I would hesitate against hiring that guy. He's a bump on a log. That guy.
He has his players' fake injuries.
I haven't seen that video of Caleb making fun of his high school teammates, but I make fun of my high school teammates all the time, so don't see the big deal there. We were talking.
What's your pick for the game you'll be in attendance at?
I'll be in attendance. I think. I mean, Gundy will have a week off. He'll be preparing here. They've got a good defense, but that offense hasn't been anything the last couple of years now, and it's weird to see Gundy with an impotent offense the way he is, but I think they'll be able to get a couple stops here. But Sark's got that offense humming. BJ Worthy, we just talked about. Things seem to be going, and Thompson has been pretty good, right? I know they had to take him out for a second, but he finished the game last week, right?
It still doesn't. I'm still at a loss as to why he wasn't the starter.
I know. I don't understand either, but I'm excited. I've got Texas winning here, and I actually I was close. I was close to making this my lock, but I don't think I'll make it. maybe it's a little bit of bias here because I want to see a nice win for Sark and you see the eyes of Texas, see what all the hubbub was about, right? With that song, see it live. But I got them winning here, and I'll have them covered. I don't think Gundy's all that good, but weird things have happened. I got
tough for them to get off the map.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say.
Get off the map.
That's why I'm taking Oklahoma State and the bye week. And I think Gundy may have been fired up because they're on the cusp of the top 10 for the first time in a little while. I think a win in Texas would put them there. I'm reading this. Actually, well, give your pick, and then we could.
It's tough. Yeah, Texas can they get off the mat here? Very, very impressive last week, especially that offense. That thing.
Yeah,
that was they were flying around. With Worthy, Thompson, Robinson, quite a 3 attack there. I think they do just enough.
So the 5, are you hedging P?
No, I think they win by 7.
All right.
Okay. Okie State, yeah, the defense is great, but what is this offense? It's the last year and a half now. Even
Exactly.
2.5 years.
Exactly. Yeah,
it hasn't been good in a while. It used to be incredible. So
that offensive coordinator's over in State College now.
That's what it is. 20. I don't know. Yeah, Texas by 7.
I can see that.
Texas comes back. So this is Caleb Williams.
John, I didn't hear anything about these character issues. I don't think
Candy's all over the recruiting.
He was backed off his recruitment per se, but I'm sure guys moved on to their plan Bs when they saw he was earmarked for Oklahoma. This guy, he's a fantastic quarterback, and I know he turned people off with he was writing that diary for SI or whatever, and but anybody that's that type of a recruit. They've got an ego.
If he's taping asses together like Emilio Estevez and Breakfast Club, that's one thing. But if he's a little bit of an asshole, then I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. I don't think it's –
Time will tell, though. Time will tell.
Time will tell. I doubt people backed off. I'm sure people moved on when they saw the writing on the wall that he was going to Oklahoma. But I doubt people backed off. That guy's a number one quarterback.
Top 10 recruit, right?
He's the number one quarterback in the country. According to some.
Okay, so you both are on Texas.
Yeah.
I've got the pokes.
You got a poke. You got hedging P, or you got outright.
I'll just take him outright. Screw it.
Nice. That's fair. Fair point, John. We'll see. John. A lot of verses there. We'll see what Rattler does. It's a secret weapon now. A lot to mull over there in Norman. So all their FBS wins have been by 7 points or less than 10.
Yep.
Yeah. And they should have lost to Boise, right?
They should have lost a few games.
All right.
But keep it going.
The one game. Why'd you put that? Oh, because of your 20-point rule with the near top 10 matchup here.
Oh yeah, so a 23.5 point spread. Yeah.
Wait, is it even a 20-point rule, or what is the rule? What is your
14.
rule? 14. Oh, not even 20. That's all right. Well, we'll get to the Sparty round. For those new, Dan, do you want to give the background on why it's called the Sparty round?
It was formerly the lightning round, which other people used, and I think did we rename it after the lightning storm in 2017?
That might be it. Yes, the Shaman.
I think you might have dubbed it this. But I'm trying to think if it was changed from lightning to Sparty because of the lightning storm that delayed the Penn State game by 6 hours.
Because of the shamanism that former coach D'Antonio employed.
Yeah, he has a weather machine.
He's a Rain Man. He is the original Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman.
But we lead off with them, correct?
I believe so. Oh no!
We do.
Oh yes, we do.
And how do you not pick Sparty in the Sparty round? I'm laying them.
They traveled to Indianar, and once again,
do we know Penix is out?
I don't know. He might as well be.
Does it matter?
I mean,
it's like a 2% in the NFL right now.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter.
The thing is, he's his backup is pretty decent, and if they had 2 weeks here to get him prepared, I'd like him actually at home. I might actually.
The Tuts.
Yeah, the Tuts. I think they got their backs against the wall here. I think a lot. I mean, Indiana hasn't covered a single time this year. I saw, but means it's time to use the Kanzu law of averages here.
That's right.
I'm going with Indiana to cover here. I don't know if I'll go outright, but because Michigan State seems to have a penchant for winning these close ones, I'll go with Indiana to cover though. Maybe they'll lose by 3.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, I said Indiana is pretty ass.
They are pretty ass.
Last week, I said Michigan State was going to lose to Gers.
They did not.
So I don't think either team's good. Therefore, I'll take these points and sprinkle that money line.
Oh.
All right. I can make up 2 games on you guys here. Continue.
I was listening to some jabrone. He thinks Michigan State is the best team in the Big Ten East.
It's a tough
Yeah,
sell.
well, he's wrong. So
He's got them at like number 5. He's got them at like number 5. I think he's one of the national guys for 247.
yeah, enough talking
so-
heads. Someone's going to talk a little wild.
Yep.
Fun game here. Auburn, Arkansas. Hogs laying 3.
The Pitman.
The Pitman. What a game that was last week.
That was a good one. And right in that noon
Barn
slate,
burner.
along with Red River, I was slipping back and forth. It was tough to keep track on the mobile phone. I love the decision from Pittman at the end. Lane could not believe it. Have we? They don't have like regular like home stadium clock operators anymore, do they? Like the person that operates the clock is a referee from the SEC, right?
I don't know. I still like this. It's still fun to say home clock whenever they rattle off a few seconds or cut it short.
Well, they did not rattle off a few seconds. Lane with the 6-second play clock, and
Definitely did not get the home clock. there.
Jefferson was scrambling around and somehow still had a second left at the end. Got the touchdown. I love the call from the Pitman to go for 2.
Yeah. I thought he was going to go for 2 the last when they tied it the first time. Or I should say, they tied it the second to last time.
Mhm.
I was saying maybe you should go for it because there was only a minute and 10 seconds left.
Right.
And then Lane scored the first play, which I don't know how the hell that happens. I was commenting on the moment. The guy's 10 yards behind the DB. Like, how do you not know what the hell you're doing at that point in the game?
It's a good question.
But I guess you could ask, what the hell were you doing? The other 51 points that were scored, or 45 points. But I've got Auburn here. Tough for the Pitman as much as we love him. Tough to get off the mat here. Similar theme to the Texas.
Going against John DeLon here. John DeLon saying Auburn
He's saying Auburn isn't that good.
Auburn was the team that scored against Georgia. They did the impossible. Not only did they score, they scored a field goal too. 10 points against Georgia. Something Arkansas could not do. I will. You know what? I need the Penn State SOS.
He needs the SOS now. He was saying, it doesn't matter as long as they take care of business.
Yeah. I don't think they need. It won't make a difference here from the.
Still technically doesn't matter as long as they take care of business.
Exactly. So it won't matter no matter what. But I'll take. I think I'll take the Pitman here at home. Get off the mat. Tough loss for him. Still sitting there at number 12 despite 2 in a row, which is impressive to say about Arkansas given where they've been, right? I would take them to win here and cover, but Auburn's got like something weird about them where they fight, they claw. I love Tank Bigsby, so I think they'll make it a game here, but I like Arkansas by 7, I think, at the end.
I think I'm with you here. I was definitely pretty surprised last week that Arkansas showed up to that extent against Ole Miss. I know it's a 6-point line, but I thought just the way they got boat raced by Georgia and just beat down, they kind of would crawl out, but Pittman got him up. And if he get him up once, I think he'll get him up again. Bo Nix on the road. Take your chances there, Dan. The Pittman, lay him Not convincing, but sure. Win by 9, maybe 7. Actually, this game could be weird. Probably like 5. Take the pit, man. Sticking in the SEC. Odd game here. Thought I'd throw it in. A&M, fresh off that bath of applause from the nation, laying 8.5 at Missouri in the drink.
Basilak has been asked. Texas A&M, riding high. This is a great spot for Missouri to sneak up on them. Let down on the road in sleepy Columbia, right?
Noon kick.
What's that?
Noon kick.
Noon kick. Yeah, I'm taking Jimbo to come back down to earth here a little bit. Calzada with the game of his life. He probably used up freaking 6 games worth of good luck.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna go. I'll go with Basilak here to cover. They'll lose by 7 or 3, something like that. It'll be a gross game, but they'll end up covering this 8.5.
I got Missouri winning this game by a touchdown.
Ooh, that would be
Winning. Wow.
I just don't. Everything. I think it was just the absolute perfect storm. Absolute perfect storm.
Calzada. I mean, I would pick a lot of different SEC schools to beat Texas A&M coming off that spot, but Missouri's not one of them. I've seen them a couple of times this year. I don't like them at all.
Who you got, Ken? Who'd you pick?
I picked them to cover the 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee went in there and absolutely put it on them. 62-24.
Disgusting. Who's this Jonathan Davis? I feel like I could picture 5 Jonathan Davises. Which one are you talking about?
I believe Georgia.
Is that the Mountain?
I believe so.
I have seen him. He's large. I'd like to see the Steelers take him with their first round pick. I don't know how
He'll probably take him with a running back or something. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
He is.
I guess technically the game of the week is next.
Who'd you take that game, Dan?
Call it one.
I've got Missouri to cover.
The week.
Ooh, we're all Missouri. Okay.
Yep.
Technically, number-wise, yes. Kentucky, Georgia, 23.5. Let me check. Now these lines are a little – let me see what we got right now. Right now we're staring at a 23. Like it really matters.
You keep it 23.5 for my pick?
Yep, it's staying 23.5.
No, I'm taking Kentucky. I've shat on them. I am at least the just due of saying they'll lose by 23 or 22, whatever we're picking it at. I don't think it's going to be particularly close, though.
You think so? 21-point loss, you're saying? You saying they're covering?
22 points or
22
23 for picking at 23.5.
That's
all the credit I'm willing to give them. I mean, I just might as well just take a stand. I took Arkansas with all those points. And
I've seen a lot of this team. I got Georgia by a lot here. I'll take Georgia to cover that 23.5. I'm using the Missouri as a measuring stick. I saw that Kentucky team against Missouri. I know that their defense will be able to stuff whatever Taz Levis is trying to do. Rodriguez is a nice running back, but again, that feeds right into the strength of that defense. I don't think he'll be able to run. And when a Kentucky team can't run, I don't know. They can't do much else. They do have Wan'Dale Robinson. He's nice, but he's a nice piece. I don't think he'll be able to shake loose either. I've got like a 35-7 win here for Georgia.
All right. Jordan Davis, important correction there. Thank you.
Hey, this is a lot of points. Kentucky's been good to me. Florida, LSU.
Yep.
Got to ride with him again.
He bleeds blue.
Levis, Rodriguez in the picture here. Maybe is he going to run the ball more than 30 yards? Probably not. But probably not. Maybe Levis can sling a little bit here. Robinson out wide. Stoops have a good game plan. Who's the quarterback for Georgia?
It should be. We have no visibility on Daniels and his situation. Have we heard about what it is?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. I don't know if he's back or not.
Kirby Smart provides update on JT Daniels. Here we go. Live update 1 day ago.
Do we know when George Pickens is supposed to be back?
Smart told the press that JT Daniels was able to throw a lot on Monday.
Oh.
Lat injury, though. Lat injury. I hate those damn lat injuries. I bet you they'd still hold him out unless he's emergency.
Yeah.
Think just who cares if you don't win by 24?
Well, some people care.
Other than the boosters.
Some people care.
Other than the boosters, but yeah.
I'm going to Kentucky here. 14-point game. Doesn't make any sense. I don't think Kentucky, if you told me they're the 11th best team in the country, no. But
there are about 20 teams that could be
this year, though. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, then again,
it's the closest that we've seen to 07.
I can't really say much because you look at number 10, Michigan State. It's like sure they're 6-0, but am I picking them over? If they played Auburn tomorrow in Jacksonville, who do I pick? Probably Auburn.
I'd probably take Kentucky, to be honest.
He's saying Michigan State, I think.
I'm way behind. I'm trying to read on injury updates here, looking up Jonathan Davis for Georgia. He's not even a real person. Just kidding.
So Kentucky, 2-touchdown game. Why? I don't know. Just this year.
He's trying to make up some ground. That's what he's trying to make up. Are you in the lead? You may not even need to make up. Yeah, you're in the lead.
No, I'm a game back at you.
Oh, okay.
You're up by 3 in the loss column. Actually, I'm a game and a half behind you.
It's all your locks.
Can't suddenly, but not making picks.
I won 4 games.
Jonathan Davis, the lead singer of Korn. Okay. Gonna get Tune on here to talk some Korn.
Yeah,
he likes the metal.
Yeah, that's a good comment. Thank you for that. Here we go. Back to
Lils. John
James
Lils.
Lil, yeah, Fresno State, Wyoming. Look,
there's no drum and fife sound effect. Sorry, anyway.
None of this. Wyoming's catching 3 against Hager, who is awesome.
He's good. Jake.
You don't just go into Laramie in the middle of October.
Not a chance
to win. No. It's been a fun run, Jake, but it's cold up there. We're riding.
49.
We're riding this Saturday. This defense for Wyoming's been nice. Air Force, more of a ground attack. Struggled with it last week. Pass attack, got it. Wyoming, scoring some points this week. They're shaking off the UConn rust. 34-31 outright. All they do is play good games.
Love it. Have to pick them. Why we ride.
I already said I'm going Hainer here. Hainer on the road. They got to bounce back here.
Oh yeah, I called him Hager. I was thinking of I know a person named Jake Hager.
Hagerstown.
Hagerstown.
It is Hainer, yes. Hagerstown, hour south, across the Mason-Dixon though. So.
Great KFC there.
I've been stopping at the KFC at the Buckhorn exit, AY. That's where I've been charging up. Right next to that Ruby Tuesdays. Do you know that Ruby Tuesdays out there?
No, I don't know. I didn't know that was there, but I know where the KFC is. Yeah.
The right off the egg. There's like there's a Burger King right next to it. And they put in a new Wendy's right next to it. So it's just three fast food places right across the street from Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, right. That is across the street. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good easy. It's an easy on off too.
Yeah, that's where I
Everything's right
charge
there.
up. I do a quick charge there
Good.
for the EV.
In Buckhorn, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
You know whose favorite rest stop was the Loves in the subway off the Light Street. Was it the Light Street? Not the Light Street one. The
Mifflinville.
Mifflinville one.
DJ Dave.
No, not DJ Dave. It's Loach's former roommate of the pod. Loach's favorite rest stop. And he would stop there every time. And every time he would stop there, he would come back up to school and he would tell Dave, he's like, "Guess where I stopped on the way home." Well, guess where I stopped? Guess where I stopped? We're like, Loach, did you stop at the subway in Mifflinville? He's like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Power Loach.
Power Loach. He gasses up there. He gasses up, stops at the subway.
Amazing.
Wow. Yeah, that place is less than a mile from where Roth grew up.
Ah. There we go.
Roth, very familiar with that area.
Roth once again absent from the podcast tonight. Couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it.
But
Can we do this next one in like 15 seconds?
Yeah.
We should be able to all do it in 15 seconds. I hope, because I've even learned my lesson for this game.
I'm going Aranda.
Yep. I know AY is too.
Yeah, I locked him up last week, and I'm not locking him up, but
I'm going Aranda here. I mean, the viewers can't see it, Dan.
hey, John, thanks for tuning in again.
You got to say
appreciate it. Find some more dirt.
All right, John. John, we'll talk soon.
Be the savvy old news hound on the Caleb Williams behavior.
You got to tell the viewers what the game is. You can't just say we know where we're going to go.
I figured we'd still. That's what I said. Can we do it 15 seconds?
All right, go. 15 seconds. I'm timing you now. Go.
We already did it.
Catching 4.5 at Baylor. Dan and I are on Baylor. Can as well.
All right, there we go. Under 15 seconds. Good job.
Thank you.
Ole Miss, Tennessee.
This is a fun one.
Ball's catching 3.5. Checkered out. Roth.
Do you believe Tennessee is for real within the context of being decent?
Yes.
You do.
I do.
I think they played a lot of shit teams, and they've done what they're supposed to do to the shit teams. Aside from Pitt, they did not do what they're supposed to do to Pitt. Pitt is an above decent team. They could be ACC champs. Dan, you watch them closely. What do you feel about?
Well, no, I don't think I've watched this team closely because this is all Hendon Hooker now.
Okay,
but they had some guys.
I mean, Tyon is pretty good.
What's
his name? Davis. Tyon Davis.
Something to that effect. We had it out last week about these guys. There is a floor that you can hit unless you really have an attitude drop, and that didn't happen. It doesn't happen in a lot of places. Despite all the turnover, it's hard to build continuity that way, but you still have a bunch of guys, and I don't think Joe Milton would have this team where they are. So not surprised that Hooker prevailed as the starter and the captain of the ship there. So, but no, yeah, I think it's way more of a result of the junk ball teams that they played the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
So, few weeks.
Missouri, yeah, I get it. They're not great. Scar,
terrible.
Scar, bad.
Yep.
Bad.
So, that being said, I'm picking the Vols.
3.5.
Hedging P, though. They lose
the 3.
45-42. There you go.
I think it'll be extremely entertaining. I've got Ole Miss to win here by a little more than 3, so I'll go 4. I'll go 45-41.
Okay. So Ken having a missed extra point. I have all the extra points.
No, two field goals. They're settling for field goals.
Okay. 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals.
Yeah.
Roth potentially in attendance for this game, though. So he says 10%.
The Lane Kiffin Bowl.
I'm going Vols here. I know they beat 2 teams of very bad caliber, but I think they turned a corner here a bit. And the checkered out, the night game, Corral on the road. Maybe the offense doesn't hum quite as well. The Vols 41-33.
All right.
All right.
What's the last one here? The iPad just went.
Arizona State, Utah. At Utah, U is getting 1. And I've got Herm because I think he's actually built some momentum that I accused him of not being able to build. Although that game was weird on Friday. I don't know how much you guys watched that one.
I mean, there was a freaking woman with a prosthetic leg, waving her prosthetic leg. That was amazing.
Yeah, the game itself also was weird.
Did you see that, Dan?
I don't think I caught that. No.
Oh, let me show you. Let me show. I got a picture of it. Let me see if I can pull it up.
You want to share it? Could you share it on the?
I'm on my phone.
Can you hit share or no?
Can you guys see?
I see it. Look, that is a leg. Yes.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Hold on. Let me see if I
means business.
Lower the brightness.
I didn't realize Phyllis from Mulga became a.
Oh, there's her face. Wow. Okay.
Is that a pit? Is that a pit sticker? Does that say pit?
In.
That's a Sun Devil at the bottom, but
yeah, but does it say pit? I see a P and then I see ITT, but not all in a row.
That's pretty funny.
That's good.
Phyllis, she does look like a Phyllis for Mulga. I will say that. She's got the air monarchs on the prosthetic leg as well.
Impressive. Well, maybe not even impressive. Utah going to USC last week and just crushing them.
Yeah, that's bad there.
Utah.
I mean, Drake London's nice, but everything else. Keaton Slovis is slinging it, but everything else is just bad.
I mean, I know how they're so bad. They're running the shit, but they're gross.
Yep,
they're gross. Yeah, I'll go Herm here. I know Utah's got the quarterback going now. I think they're showing some improvement, but I'll go Herm here. I do think they're getting it going a little bit. Is it a little too late? I mean, is it all for naught? We don't know what's going to happen at the end of the season with Herm. If they have a great season, maybe nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe he sticks around. But they've got the ammo they need to get rid of him. Should he be disappointed?
I like Utah here. Yeah, Cameron Rising has really got it going, and he's got some sick flow. It is like almost like at Paul Mullen level.
Wow,
it's long. So
that is quite the comparison.
I'm going
high praise.
High praise. Very high.
Again, I think I'd cite here some elevation, as in Laramie, and Utah at home. I think 3-2. They want to be Pac-12 South players. This is a game you need to win. Both sides, really, but let's make it weird. And I believe that's it. We're on buys. I guess I'll use my 45 seconds of Notre Dame recap. What a game that was, boys.
Very postal.
It was on the ACC. I don't think I get the ACC.
Oh, well, you missed a good one. 27 yards in the first quarter by the Conehead. Switched to Buckner, 2 straight touchdowns. And then Buckner decided to throw every pass a million miles an hour. It was bad. He was bad after the 2 scores.
So who's the quarterback going forward now?
Who the hell knows, right?
I have no idea. I think it's more fun this way.
Oh.
This is fun. But shout out to the Conehead coming back in, leading that efficient, the 3-minute offense, just carving up the defense. And then the 2, that was an absolute prayer, not even to Austin. And the 3 and out by the D, and then Dorr from 48 at the gun, basically.
Doer.
That's a win right there.
It's a classic.
It's kind of
classic in the Rutgers Penn State sense.
Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing because I think I was commenting to you guys, like, Virginia Tech's quarterback literally has one arm, and he's still running for like 50 yards of drive. Burmeister, the dude had to have like a collapsed lung. He was getting absolutely Hamilton. I think he might have broke him in half. He got flagged for it, but he actually might have broken him in half.
Oh, jeez.
Both those guys can't throw. I don't know the backup stand. They both have sick hair though. So that's spoiling what's going to happen in the Pitt VT game. But
I would say, do you want me to do mine now? Because we can talk about Can's game, which is probably more interesting to recap that game than talk about my game.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump ahead of you, Dan, and just say that after watching that, I think you watched a lot of it too with me. After watching that,
I didn't watch as much as I would like because we had all the craziness going on, and I had an undercard.
We've talked about the
Oh,
Alabama.
that's true. You had undercard, yeah.
I had the undercard for Fury that I needed a result that didn't happen.
Well,
we haven't talked about
I didn't watch as much as I would
Michigan,
like.
Nebraska either. We didn't talk about Michigan, Nebraska, which was
we can circle back. Tech can't score enough to hang with Pitt. There it is. There's the cap.
There it is. Pickett, best quarterback available.
In what?
The NFL draft.
I don't know. Speaking of Braxton Burmeister, though, I have a quote here from the Roanoke Times 6 hours ago.
Oh boy.
There's nothing holding me back. Wasn't that a song? Is that like a
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
There's
Maroon 5? There's nothing holding me.
There's nothing.
I need to see this before. Shawn Mendes. So that's your report. I don't know. He's not exactly Mr. Air Raid anyway. So
the opposite of air raid.
If his lower extremities are operating all right, then gives cause for concern, which any quarterback with legs still gives me some cause for concern when it comes to Pitt's defense. The biggest thing I'm worried about going into this game is their defensive line. This is probably the best defensive line that Pitt will face by a decent margin. I think Tennessee's, maybe it's a little green.
You're not counting the team the defensive line they face in practice every day, are you?
That's what somebody would say. The coach is one of our teams. I think, I'm still hesitant getting back on the bandwagon. Obviously, our coach is somehow playing a disrespect card.
That was good.
I don't know how you play the disrespect card after you lose to a MAC school less than a month ago.
The self-awareness just isn't there.
It's just not there. That's the best way. It really is the best way to put it. Like, just shut up.
It's just not there.
And everybody sings the praise
and
to
who
EJ.
has the self-respect? You're shameless to say that if you say it and mean it, it's like
some of this stuff is funny.
I find it hilarious. You know that.
Yeah, but then to say that, especially after you played it last year.
How do you say that out loud and have anybody respect you?
Yeah, he played it last year, and then they lost to NC State as a two-score favorite, I believe.
Was that when they were number 23?
I don't know, but it was surrounding that. Yeah, like everybody knew that once the Big Ten and Pac-12 schools came back into the polls, that they were going to either fall down in the polls or go out. Because, Ohio State, they're still going to think of them as a top 10 team. Penn State at the time, top 15 team or whatever, top 10. They're going to put them back in, and you're going to fall. That's just – it's one thing if you get moved down in a year like any other normal year, but he's just an idiot. So in spite of his idiocy, I think I'm still going to pick Pitt to win. I picked him in the summer when we did it. I'll hold steady with that prediction. But I'm definitely concerned about seeing how Pitt's offensive line, which allows the what are they number one in points scored now? Do we know? They're like 50. Pitt's at 50 right now, I think.
That's a lot of points.
They're up there. To reach anywhere close to that, it's going to be a tough task. And fortunately, I think I said thanked AY's team for softening up VT a little bit. I think it's probably better that they lost that game the way they did than had they pulled it out.
Right.
Either way, it would have been tough, I think, coming off of that for that squad. And I think Pitt coming off the bye is a huge advantage. I cited that in a couple other predictions, not just them. So hopefully they kind of refocused, don't think they're the best offense of all time now, and have a clear plan of attack, and they can get, win like 35-24, 30. I think it'll be – I'll go back to whatever I picked for the Georgia Tech game a couple weeks ago. I don't remember exactly what it was. But I think it's to that point where you can see something like that happen. But I'm concerned the defense is going to have to hopefully make some improvements. If anybody had to improve, it's that defense and the defensive line in particular because they need to do better getting pressure. Right. So and get their hands up. I get a boner every time I see defensive linemen put their hands up and bat down, or like just even get it up in the passing lane because that's what Western Michigan killed them off of. They only run it, for most of those 8-9 yard patterns. When you have 6 arms or whatever, and you get them up, it makes it a lot harder to complete those passes consistently, or you at least think about it. It throws off your timing a little bit. So just small adjustments like that, and I think they'll be all right to get a win. And if they win by double digits, oh my God, it's going to be a tough week. Tough preview next week.
Oh my God. And we're ready for the top 25 matchup.
It's going to be tough. Oh, baby. It's going to be
the top 25 matchup. What if game day goes there?
You're going to need – I don't think game day's going there.
What? I mean, I don't know what the slate
no,
looks
I'm
like.
saying
the top 25 matchup.
You need plenty of plates to hold people down if they win by double digits again on the road. And then you have Clemson maybe win by like 10 at Syracuse.
How many people are going to be picking Pitt next week? If that happens, in the scenario that you're talking about.
That I just described?
Yeah, it might be like 50-50.
I don't know about that still.
There's no game day option next week.
Yeah. So
I guess I'm just
saying.
No.
Felica was pining for there's a big D2 game next week.
Yeah, do that, please.
Undefeated rivalry, top ranked things.
If Clemson, and here's the thing, again, if Clemson were, what would they be, 6-1 then, and Pitt were 7-0, right? I have that right or no? 6-0, 5-1 and 6-0, something like that. Then yeah, I'd be out here campaigning, but you just pay no attention this year. Pay no attention to the ACC this year, in its worst year maybe of all time. So you guys, who'd you guys pick?
I'm taking Pitt by 2 touchdowns.
42-21.
Yeah.
Pitt? Oh
Pitt
my gosh.
Pitt's averaging 52.4 points.
Is that number one?
By 3.6 over Coastal.
Oh my God. It's funny.
Pitt 42-21. A breeze of a day. Fire up the hype machine next week.
Oh
I can't wait. What if Pitt is ranked and Clemson's not? Oh my God.
That'll be the angle. The angle will all pick Clemson.
The angle.
I'll have to talk to Roth, see if he wants to make the trip out. We'll scalp some.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I'm gonna text him right now.
3:30. It's 3:30. 3:30. You could make a day out of it. Make a day trip.
I can't make it. I've got the 12 o'clock. I've got the big nude in State College.
I mean, you can. I know you wouldn't. Wouldn't that be hysterical if you went to the Pitt Clemson game instead of that?
I would get skewered like Hammond gets skewered.
Yeah.
That would make for a good nightcap with.
You see the one kid.
You got. Wait, was Roth? Oh, he's talking about next year coming up for the Tennessee game. That's what
USC comes to town next Saturday, so that would make for a good double header.
Do you see the? Well, that'll be a night game, right?
Yeah, it's 7:30.
It's all that one's always a night game. Whenever Stanford, the California team comes, there it's always a night game. Did you guys see the kid? Speaking of double headers, the one kid that was at Red River and stormed the field after Oklahoma won, then drove 3 hours, and then was in College Station for that, and then stormed the field for Texas.
Impressive doubleheader, yes.
That's a really good doubleheader.
I saw there was one other guy that did it too, who had. Yeah, what was it? He had. He had 2 kids on the team in the Red River game.
Oh.
And then I think he went to A&M, like 10 whatever years, 15, 20 years ago. So he went to that game too.
That's pretty sweet.
I guess as like a alumni thing, but yeah.
That just edges out my.
But he lost both. Yeah, he lost both games, and the kid won both games.
Well, Dan, are you making a doubleheader for ZP?
I have to see what time the Miami game is announced. I'm anxiously waiting, but I do intend. And yeah, that doubleheader just edges out my Pitt Duke and West Virginia TCU doubleheader in 2014.
That was a good one.
I do
That
remember
was a really good TCU team, right? That was
I think so, yeah.
Boykin. That was Boykin, yeah, when they went 11-1.
Oh, I did not see this Week 9 slate.
Week 9 slate. All right, let me get into the recap here. You guys both watched a significant amount of it?
Yeah. I stepped away whenever it was after Clifford went out, and then they took 3 straight false starts. I said, I'm not going to miss anything of note for a while.
I was
here.
at
Went to get dinner.
missed the middle portion. So I missed Clifford getting hurt.
Yeah.
I think I missed your field goal, Ken.
But when I did check back in, I was just about to take the lead. Penn State was clinging.
Oh, they were clinging for this whole second half, and
Yeah.
it was tough to watch. It was like watching the train coming, and it's going to hit you.
I did go back and watch the condensed game, like that half-hour version. So yeah.
I said that had to have felt like being alive while the mortician is draining your blood.
Oh yeah,
as a Penn State fan.
It was. Dave didn't know. David didn't know.
Does Dave ever know?
He was like, "We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Taekwon's gonna be all right. Like the defense is great. We're gonna be fine." I was like, "I don't think you understand how bad Taekwon is. Like, we've heard about how he's not very good, and it sucks because you feel bad for the kid." He went in there trying his best. He wasn't prepared. But, I heard some good points brought up. And this is what happens when you had to spend the entire offseason rebuilding Sean Clifford, right? And getting him ready. And it's been worth it. It's been absolutely worth it. But you have to think, how many reps did this kid get, throughout the spring and then into training camp and whatnot, when you have to focus on getting Sean Clifford game ready and as good as he has looked, right? Penn State, I don't think there's any doubt about it, would have likely won that game had Sean Clifford stayed in there. Hell, if he had gotten a touchdown that drive instead of a field goal, I think they win that game. And if it's 21-3 instead of 17-3, I think they win that game because Iowa would have been pressed to throw a lot more at that point rather than if it was just a 2-score game.
Which, to interject, they were clearly set on doing that anyway. Why, I have no idea. At the bare minimum, you just try and shorten the game.
Well, I think when I think they were doing it because they realized they have to try to keep up with Penn State when they started realizing it was going downhill.
Well, not when it was 7-3. I mean,
but I think they saw that their defense may have some issues here. Obviously, they should have run the ball there, and I think they were just trying to, zig when everybody's zagging. But
know your personnel.
The thing is, the second Clifford goes out and the second Taekwon's in, and they're not scared. They said, we could take our time. We'll run the ball. And we'll take 1 or 2 shots. That's all they needed, right? And the defense, you can't blame them. They gave up 23 points, but they're backs against the wall the entire second half. An entire game. I mean, the first drive, the second drive, after their possession, they start at the 5 and they hold them to a field goal, right? It's the entire day in starting from the 50, basically. I don't know how the hell the Iowa punter wasn't Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week. Somehow the Michigan kicker got it. It was heartbreaking to see, but the way he being Sean Clifford was acting on the sidelines, you had to think he doesn't look like he's in much pain. Obviously, he could have been on, painkillers or something, but people are optimistic that he's going to be back in time for Ohio State, which is important. Everything is still in front of Penn State. They, like we've talked about, they take care of business. They're in the playoff. That's still on the table. They take care of business. They'll play Iowa again for a championship. That's on the table, but it all comes down to, well, not all, but first step is getting Clifford healthy, or serviceably healthy, and having him ready for Ohio State because that's the only way they've got a shot. That's all it comes down to.
Yep. We'll get to your pick in a minute here, James.
Ferentz and his shit about smelling a rat and stuff like. Who is he kidding? I don't understand. I don't know. I don't get what he's trying to do. And the coach that LeVar Woods that just freaking throws himself on the sideline, he's an asshole too. Fuck him.
Does he do that regularly? I don't think I remember hearing.
No, he doesn't.
Many things like this from.
No, that guy is actually well known. I think. I shouldn't say fuck him because I think apparently he's a really good guy, or like something. He's got a good story or something like that. I did not like him doing that because I don't know who they're trying to kid, but yeah.
Yep, not great. We didn't really we talked a lot about Oklahoma, James. 14 points.
Oh, I'm taking those points.
With TCU?
Yeah.
I think I'd probably go take a crack. Definitely bare minimum on this one, but I would say take a crack at that Oklahoma heater continuing. That's what I would go with. So we have another split pick. We split. I don't know if you saw the Wyoming Fresno. We split on that as well.
Yeah.
So the only consensus we had was best bet's coming up here in a second.
Best bet is coming up, James. You're tuning right back in.
So was the only consensus
Missouri?
But the games he asked about. UCLA, right? Or was it UCLA +3 over Washington?
I don't think I answered that. I don't think I really have an answer for that.
So well, at least 2-0 in terms of UCLA.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
And we split UTEP. I said BC. I don't know what you guys said. We picked. We're getting a +3 on. You got an hour ago +3 on Utah.
It's only even now.
Yeah, but we split on that as well. So yeah, sorry. The only consensus was on Chip Kelly once again, which did not work out the last time. No, we like Wyatt. We like Wyatt. Cam liked Fresno State.
Yes.
All right, locks. Let me check mine. I've got mine. Ken, you're not going to like it. It's a double-barreled dislike for Ken, I think. I've got the Iowa State Cyclones off the bye. -6.5 in the Little Apple over your K-State. It is now at the point with Iowa State, just have some pride.
Just have some pride.
To clear season top 10 team, just have some pride and win by 11. 28-17. Clones.
All right. I like it. I am going. I think first time all year I'm going off the board. We're going.
You're taking.
And I know they've already got a transitive loss to them. Alabama, tasting their own blood, -17, with the transitive loss. With the transitive loss to their opponent.
What did you say, 6 or 18?
-17, I saw.
17, okay.
Yep.
Lychee Row, they've already got the transitive loss to Lychee Row this year. But they will actually hand Lychee Row the big loss here. In-person loss. Non-transitive loss. Non-full-time transitive loss here coming for Lychee Row. Alabama, minus anything, back on the war path here. And they'll be humming going into that SEC championship game against Georgia. That'll be a fun one. I'm excited for that.
All right.
Should be good. Just looking at some games here, I see Carolina, Miami. How about Florida State going in last week with the almost reverse cover?
Iowa State needs to send a fruit basket to North Carolina for being the biggest disappointment of the year. I'm sure they're going to score 50 on Pitt, though. It's always the way it works out.
It is. Bugs is going to be.
You bag on them. I'm only minimally bagging on them right now. that your pick, though? Sorry, I want to stomp on.
No, I just saw that it stuck out to mention that Purdue getting 11.5 at Iowa. It's a little stinky there. And Army getting 14 at Wisconsin. That's a fun game there.
Oh my God.
Imagine going to that and watching that game.
And it's at 8:00. Do not watch that. Do not watch that, or you will fall asleep and miss the rest of After Dark.
Oh, that is so gross.
Who the hell scheduled that for 8:00? Oh my God.
I feel good, and you should as well. After me saying this, H2P.
Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh.
There it is.
4.5.
I feel good about it too. 2 touchdowns.
I should say, I don't know if Virginia Tech does suck. I hope they suck Saturday. They're definitely not that great, though. I think we have enough.
Blow them out, Pip.
Oh my gosh.
Blow my Pip.
Do I kind of like want that right now?
A little bit. You gotta go razor. You gotta razor everything else, but your hair, a little bit puffy like his.
My backup was Purdue, 11.5. I think Karlathis might eat Petrus.
Yeah, they better run, pass, or run.
These interceptions that they keep getting have to run out.
And that's what you think.
That's what I know. No one does this.
They are incredible. All right.
Oh, last thing on that though, I'll just say, back onto your game very briefly. Should have not to take anything away from Penn State, but we should have taken some. You both picked Penn State. I should have taken some more hints from that Kent State and Colorado State performances Iowa put on.
Yeah, they're gross.
More cues from that. So both very sluggish and slow. And
we picked it at what? 1.5?
the Penn State game?
Yeah.
It was definitely below 3.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Ken, have fun for me, AY.
Yeah, you as well. Good luck.
Blue State. Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, to my west, D-Berg.
Good night, all.
And Ken, head down to the Lone Star State.
Drink some Lone Star. None of that snooty shit.
Thanks for tuning in and chatting along, John DeLon.
And James,
let you off the hook. You probably had other obligations, but James, thanks for your questions. Throwing games out there that we missed on the slate.
Yeah, look for us. I guess we'll try and shoot for maybe next Wednesday or Thursday, but
we'll be back.
It's usually the same time, usually 8:30-ish, James.
Yep.
Or 8:27.
Or
8:27.
Yeah.
But then it'll get pushed at 8:45.
Thank you for listening. Enjoy your bye weeks. Have a good one.